Okay, hello, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm okay. What is your name?
Tammy Brown Turner.
Okay, Miss Turner, what borough do you live in?
Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn. Okay, how long have you been a foster parent?
4 years.
And with what foster care agency?
J.C.C.A.
Okay, so why did you come to FPA Foundation today? What obstacles or challenges you're facing?
My reason for being here today is because this past weekend, August 2nd, I have had a youth in my home, age 17, and there was a situation where by me not taking her to the hospital for a non-emergency situation, she didn't like the fact that I told her I was going to do it Tuesday, because this is what she and I had discussed since Friday. And with all that being said, she called 911, listening to what her father had said. By calling 911, it would force my hand to take her anyway. After 911 reached there, they escorted them to the bedroom and they asked what was the emergency, and I explained to them there is no emergency, that this was something that did not need for them to be there, but this was a ploy with the youth in my home to try and force my hand again. With all of this going on, and with her psychological condition, she got even more irritated because I wasn't complying with her. And as the EMS, while the EMS was there, they were saying to me that it's my responsibility as a foster parent to go with her to the hospital and so on and so forth. And as I told them, I said, I know the protocol, but this is a non-emergency, because if it had been, you wouldn't be here, I would be at the hospital. And they said that they were going to have to do a report, but they needed to call the cops so they can get a report. In the meantime, while they're there in my home, the EMS, Tamara, as I was in my room, I went to my bedroom to call J.C.C.A, Miss Jordan from J.C.C.A. While I'm on the phone with her, Tamara's cursing me out, saying all types of things. She's talking to EMS, lying about what she and I had discussed. And Miss Jordan, when she came to the phone, I explained to Miss Jordan what was going on. She could hear Tamara in the background, and she asked that I put the phone on speaker and give it to Tamara. No, at that time it wasn't on speaker. She asked that I give the phone to Tamara. At that time I had my cell phone. I told her, call her on the home phone and you talk to her. She did that. For one reason or another, Tamara hung up the phone. I called Miss Jordan back. I'm talking to Miss Jordan. Tamara comes into my room, and while I'm on the phone, Tamara's cursing me. Miss Jordan is there. She's saying, what's going on with Tamara? She said, Miss Turner, put the speakerphone on, let me talk to Tamara. I put this phone on speaker. Tamara not hearing anything because she's out of control. Tamara left and went back into the room with the EMS, and I was talking to Miss Jordan still. At this time, Tamara comes back to my room, and as I see her going back to the bedroom, I attempt to close my bedroom door. When I made that attempt, she put her feet at the door to keep me from pushing her. This is a girl 200 some pounds, a lot bigger than me. I'm trying to close the door, but it's not budging. At this time, the female EMS, she's standing right, Tamara's here, she's standing arm distant. She hear everything that's going on. She see what Tamara is doing. And I said to her, I said, you see what she doing? I said, you see what she doing? I said, I don't know what to do. I said, come here, come here. I'm telling the EMS, she's not coming, because she said to me, no, we can't get involved. I said, what do you mean you can't get involved? I'm not asking for you to physically. I said, but come here. She and the other person, the EMS, they left, walked out of my apartment, went into the hallway to the entrance of my apartment door by the stairs, waiting for the cops. While they're outside waiting, I'm going through all these different motions with Tamara, trying to keep her calm, trying to keep myself calm, and not, touch her, because she's pushing herself up on me, saying that you hit me. She tells me she's gonna slap. She said, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you, bitch. I don't make any remarks because I don't want to agitate her anymore. As she's approaching me, I'm backing up, trying to find some space, find me a way out of there. At this time, while I'm in the bedroom, I said to Mary, I said, you know what? I'm going to call the cops because it's taking them too long now. Because when EMS called them, they didn't call them about what was actually going on. They called them about a report. So I called back. No, before I could attempt to call, I had my house phone and the cell phone in my hand. Tamara grabs the home phone. She throws it in the floor and removes the battery from the phone. I had my cell phone in my hand, and as I tried to make an attempt to dial 911, this is when she started tussling with me to get the phone. I can't let her get this phone because this is my only lifeline. You understand? While I'm tussling with her, at the foot of my bed I have this chest, and I'm tussling and I trip. And when I trip because of her and I tussling, I fall on the bed, the foot of my bed, which is the footboard, it's wood, and I fell on that. That's where I got this contusion here and here, and she's on top of me. She tore all off me. She hit me in my mouth, my lip hurt. I don't know how I managed to get away, but I got her off of me and I ran to the front of the apartment. I opened the door and I looked out to see if the EMS was still there. They're still there. I said to them, I said, didn't you hear what was going on? I'm sure you heard everything was going on. How could you leave me in there with her? Again, they respond to me, we're not supposed to get involved with anything like that. I'm not asking you to physically get involved, but I could be killed. I said, you heard, you seen everything. I said, I can't understand. You would just sit out here and allow me to be tormented by this individual. I said, you saw how enraged she was before you left out. By this time, I'm standing still at the door with the door open. Tamara goes into the kitchen, which is right next to the entrance of my apartment. I hear the gas on the stove going on. I don't know what she's doing. Now I go in the kitchen and peek my head around to see what she's doing. She's lighting a cigarette. She's never smoked in my home before. And I said, Tamara, what are you doing? She took one of the big spoons. She started scratching her back and her arms because she had eczema. And I said, you using I thought she was using a fork. She said, yeah, bitch, I got your spoon. She starts scratching more. Then she takes the spoon and she throws it in the garbage. I said, no problem. I was going to throw it away anyway. I go back to the door. As I'm to my apartment entrance door, she goes back into the room where she sleeps. And it's a computer that she's sitting in a chair. And I see her with the cigarette she's smoking. She takes a lit cigarette, throws it behind the computer there. Now I have to go back in the room again, something I don't want to do because it can cause a fire. As I enter the bedroom to check and see where the cigarette is, then she gets up, she comes at me again. This time I go again in my room. As she follows me in the room again, and I go into the bathroom, and when I went into the bathroom, I closed the door, and this when I called 911 on my cell phone. As I'm talking to 911, I'm telling the operator, I said, where's 911? I said, they're taking too long. She said, the cops are on their way there. I said, don't you hear her in the background? I need them here now. I said, my life is being threatened. I said, I need them here now. So as I'm talking to the 911 operator, she's dispatching the officers that are coming to my home. And as I'm on the phone with her, I hear them coming into the apartment because the door was ajar. And as they come into the apartment, I said to the 911 operator, I said, they're here. And I disconnect the call. When Tamara realized they was there, she leaves the room, my room, goes into the room that she sleeps. I go into the kitchen. I'm talking to the cops, explaining to them the whole situation, what took place from beginning to end. They're speaking to her in the other room. And again, I'm so disappointed with the EMS, and I said to them again, how could you leave me in here like that? How could you just walk out knowing that I could easily be hurt, I could be killed? I said, you just left me. I said, which I was hurt. They'll tell me, well, they're not supposed to get involved as for their what they call protocol. You don't have to physically get involved. I sit to my table, the cops come in and they tell me to write out a report as to what happened. I'm writing what happened. And as I finished, I said to them that I want to press charges against Tamara for what she did to me. I'm thinking that everything is over and done with, but no, it's not. As I go into my foyer, because I'm thinking the cops going to take her and go, the sergeant comes back in and says, we have to arrest you too. And I said, arrest me for what? Arrest me for what? I said, I haven't done nothing. And I'm saying to this, I said, let me call Miss Jordan, the supervisor. I said, she was on the phone through a lot of what was going on. She heard a great deal. I said, because I called her more than once, because, you know, running this and that. He wouldn't allow me. So I turned around and go into my bedroom because I only had my shorts on and a ripped shirt because I was going to shower when they came in. 4 officers rushed behind me into my bedroom and they pushed me on the bed and handcuffed me. Never allowed me to get my keys, my phone, turn no lights or anything. Fortunate, there was a female cop there and I asked her if she could, I said, could you please get my keys, get my phone, turn things off. I don't want to leave my house open like this, you know. And she did that, you know. And as we exit my apartment, I told her which keys that would lock my doors to make sure that they were locked. And I spent 24 hours locked up. I've never done anything in my whole life. I went through an incident last year with the same agency. I had a 21-year-old youth in my home bash me in the head with a glass, which could have killed me. I ended up receiving 11 staples in my head. And the whole time I'm going through this, even after she hit me in the head and she run off, I called J.C.C.A. after I called the ambulance because blood was just rushing down me, blood everywhere. And I told them what had happened. She went there. They know what happened to me. They allow her to stay there, play around with them, laughing, joke. I'm at the emergency room. I'm calling back and forth to them, you know, find out if she's still there, if she's still there, because I don't want her to get away with this because she could have killed me. I asked him, I said, can you please call the cops? I said, let them know that the person who assaulted me, that she's there at the agency. They can't do it. What do you mean you can't do it? She could have killed me. I had to leave from the emergency room with staples in my head, blood all over me, go to J.C.C.A.